Mr. O'Brien, thank you for being here today. I enjoyed working with you last year on the REEF Act, where we helped ensure that railroaders' hard-earned benefits were not going to be subject to sequester. That legislation, now law, was a prime example, I believe, of how Congress, industry, and labor can come together to benefit hardworking people. As we look forward to surface reauthorization, I hope we can continue in this collaborative fashion between industry and labor. You mentioned, sir, in your testimony and in earlier comments here today, the importance of removing predatory CDL training programs from the training provider registry. I know this is a concern that is shared by Mr. Spear and ATA, as well as CVTA and others. Mr. O'Brien, what steps do you recommend this committee take to improve FMCSA's oversight of the TPR?
Well, I think first and foremost, I want to thank you for your hard work with our rail workers who obviously need CDLs outside of the FMCA. We have about 40 to 50,000 members that fix and keep the rails moving so the trains can stay on them. But more importantly, I think we have to take a deep dive on all the vendors that are on the list that provide CDL training, because there are a lot of predatory trainers out there that will put you through a training program where you're not qualified, you can't pass the skills test, and you're not marketable. Most of these folks are paying out of their own pockets to go to these schools. So I think eliminating the bad actors by doing some audits and statistics can show that they are not performing and or providing the qualified drivers necessary to keep our roads, the public safety, and the people safe. Now, we have 20 schools that we run nationwide under the Teamster umbrella, and I ran one of them in Boston in the late 90s, where we were very successful in our training. We were able to successfully train, but more importantly, transition people into jobs that actually could do the jobs because of their training, because of their education. And a lot of what we've seen over the past years is people coming from some of these predatory schools coming to our 20 training facilities who paid thousands upon thousands of thousands of dollars, and are not qualified to do this job. So I think imposing and enforcing criteria and mandates for these predatory and getting rid of the ones that are not successful where it's just a money grab.
Okay, thank you very much. Mr. Spear and Mr. Pugh, I want to thank you both for your continued support of my Household Goods Shipping Consumer Protection Act. The bill cracks down on cargo theft by giving FMCSA enforcement tools to protect consumers from fraud by scammers. This committee has unanimously advanced the bill, and I look forward to working with both of you to get it into law. On another topic, I want to discuss EVs, not all the stuff we've already gone through, so calm down. I want to be able to discuss with you both the Highway Trust Fund. Though the fund is outside this committee's jurisdiction, I remain concerned about its solvency and the impact that insolvency would have on our entire system, infrastructure around this entire country. Though not a silver bullet, we need to get electric vehicles paying into the fund. Currently, electric vehicles don't pay a dime. They are heavier, they cause more damage to roadways without paying for the repair, for the maintenance. They impact new construction as well. I have legislation that requires electric vehicles to contribute to the Federal Highway Trust Fund, and I know T&I Chair Graves in the House has a proposal as well, and I appreciate his work to address this important issue. From your perspective, gentlemen, why is it important for EVs to contribute to the trust fund and for Congress to step up and address the fund's solvency in our upcoming surface reauthorization?
So you know I am calm now.
Thank you.
You know me better than my own staff. So I would just say that all users have to pay. Okay? They do. If you're on the roads, you're on the bridges, you should pay. EVs don't, and they're heavier. It's a developing technology that we need to capture and ensure that our roads and bridges remain a priority and that those using them are contributing to that. I think fairness and some evolution here. It's been since '93 since Congress has, raised the fuel tax. It's not politically popular, I get it, on both sides of the aisle. We just did a highway bill. We took it out of general funds. Not a big fan of that. We do support the user fee. Why? Because the fuel tax is the most efficient way to pay into the trust fund. It's less than a penny. So we need to replace it with something that doesn't jack up the administration costs like tolling, weight distance tax, or even congestion pricing. We're talking about 20-25% administrative fee. We need that money going to roads and bridges, not be getting chewed up in administration costs. So we're looking very seriously about advocating a registration fee that applies to everybody, trucks, cars, EVs. You already register your vehicle at the state DMVs. You just simply pay for what you normally would pay in fuel costs at the pump. Get rid of the gas tax, get rid of the tire tax, get rid of all the taxes, put it in a registration fee. You're probably looking at about $200 to $250 a year for a motorist. Okay, be more for us, that's fine. We're willing to do that. But for a motorist, having that spread out too over 12 months, because $250 for some folks is a lot of money.
It is.
Spread it over 12 months so they can pay it that way. But that will capture everybody. It's fair. You're using it. You register a vehicle. There you go.
Okay. Mr. Pugh, I'd like to hear your thoughts as well.
Yeah, we definitely support some sort of registration fee or something going to the Highway Trust Fund with electric vehicles. I mean, by all means, why shouldn't they pay? They use the highways, and they should. We should also make sure we're not giving them special carve-outs for hauling them or transporting them because they're heavier loads to haul and transport. We should make sure we're not doing that as well. I think what we need to do is, unfortunately, is get the intestinal fortitude here in Congress to raise the gas tax, because it hasn't been raised. It does work. You pay it at the pump. People don't realize it. Why create anything new other than for these vehicles, electric vehicles, to pay a registration? And
Yeah, I'm just focused on capturing a user fee of some kind from EVs, whether they're passenger vehicles, trucks, whatever.
Correct.
Because they pulverize a road bed. Yeah,
And I
more so.
would also think that we could put some sort of a collection on their pumps, just like we do for fuel, but for electricity, where you take it right there at the time.
Thank you very much, and thank you, Mr. Chairman. Senator Moreno, who has escaped, I'd like to point out that he and I are trying to work on something here so that we can add more revenue to the Highway Trust Fund. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.